This week we have more details about Star Wars Celebration.
Plus, I got to go behind the scenes of Galaxy of Heroes to talk about Darth Revan and sit down for a chat with Phil LaMarr.
I believe you mean National Treasure Phil LaMarr.
Global Treasure Phil LaMarr.
Pan-dimensional treasure Phil LaMarr is here.
Nailed it.
This is the Star Wars Show. From the Lucasfilm headquarters in San Francisco, here's your hosts, Andy and Anthony.
Hello, and welcome to the Star Wars Show, the only Star Wars show on the internet that has been nominated for 2 Emmys.
It's an honor just to be nominated again. But sleep with one eye open, Ellen and The View.
Yeah, that'll really endear us to the voters.
We're on the internet. They'll never see this.
Unless they love Star Wars news like y'all do. Jon Favreau recently set the internet buzzing with another photo taken behind the scenes of The Mandalorian.
On his Instagram, he posted a photo of director Taika Waititi behind the microphone with an IG droid on screen in front of him.
What could this possibly mean?
Hopefully we can find out during the Mandalorian panel at Star Wars Celebration.
You know, speaking of Star Wars Celebration, Hayden Christensen will be making his triumphant return to Celebration.
You know, like he did in Orlando during the Star Wars Show Live.
Star Wars Show Live, that was fun. We should do that again.
We should. And we are.
That's right! From Friday, April 12th until Monday, April 15th, the Star Wars Show crew, along with other guest hosts, will be bringing you the panels, the people, the sights, and the sounds of Star Wars Celebration Chicago as it happens live.
What will make Anthony scream like an excited child?
Who will make Andy cry this year?
How will the behind-the-scenes crew survive?
You'll have to tune into StarWars.com and YouTube.com/Star Wars to find out.
For more details on Star Wars Celebration, including the full list of panels and guests, check out StarWarsCelebration.com. And for more information about the Star Wars Show Live presented by Geico and our Star Wars Celebration live stream, check out StarWars.com/SWS.
Cavan Scott has penned a new audio original entitled Star Wars Dooku Jedi Lost.
The audio original, narrated by a full cast, follows Asajj Ventress as she delves deep into the mysterious past of Count Dooku and discovers why he chose to leave the Jedi Order.
Star Wars Dooku Jedi Lost will be available on April 30th.
Also, as mentioned at the top of the show, the Star Wars Show is nominated for its 2nd Emmy this week, this time for Outstanding Daytime Promotional Announcement Topical for Arrested Development Star Wars with Ron Howard.
Congratulations to the entire crew, and promise me that if any of you sees Judge Judy at the party, you'll say hello to her for me.
It's a really odd request, even for you, but okay.
I have my reasons. Capital Supremacy, the Clone Wars, when you say it to her, you have to say, Anthony Carboni says hello, in exactly that tone.
He sends his regards.
Thank you. That's exactly what I want. Judge Judy knows why. Capital Supremacy, the Clone Wars era experience for Battlefront 2 launched yesterday.
The update brings new locations like the Geonosis Pipeline Junction West, plus the Separatist Dreadnought and Republic Attack Cruiser interiors, as well as 2 additional reinforcements, the Republic ARC Trooper and Separatist Commando Droid.
The update will allow teams of 20, aided by additional AI, to fight for control of 5 command points across the map, earning progress towards boarding the enemy's capital ship during the invasion phase.
Once inside, your team must destroy the ship by setting timed charges. First team to destroy the opposing side's ship wins.
For more on the Capital Supremacy update, check out Battlefront2.com.
And speaking of the word capital and Star Wars games, I got a chance to go to Capital Games to check out their work on the mobile game Galaxy of Heroes. Check it out.
This is a smooth segue.
We went up to Sacramento, California today to check out the headquarters of EA's Capital Games, and I swear this place is just full of Star Wars. It's a ton of fun, and we're here to talk all about Galaxy of Heroes and bringing Darth Revan to the game.
We started as a small social game studio in Sacramento, and we were actually bought by BioWare. And obviously when BioWare was acquired by EA, we came along for the ride. You could say our wheelhouse has basically been collection games. And then when the opportunity to work on Star Wars came along, of course we said, this is us. This is 100% our thing.
We designed the experience for our players, and in this case, for Star Wars specifically, how do we help them relive those memories that they have about the movies, the games, the novels in Galaxy of Heroes.
So one of the really cool things about this game is that the content spans all of Star Wars, and now kind of delving into the Legends territory with Revan, what are some of the goals that you have in sort of veering into this side of the storytelling?
We've always approached this game with the mentality that this game is your Star Wars toy box. We want to give you all the Star Wars toys, and we want to give you the ability to use and play with all your toys. And Legends is this incredibly fertile ground of really cool stuff. We really said, how do we deliver on this? How do we put something in the game that fans are going to love, that our players are going to love?
The important thing is to focus on the player experience. And as an artist, if you don't feel like you're fulfilled in your work, then how are the fans going to like it? I think when you approach things from there with that intent, good things happen naturally.
So you started the event bringing in Jedi Knight Revan, and now Darth Revan's coming into the game.
Yes.
What can fans expect about the event going forward?
We looked at all the feedback from the Jedi Knight Revan event and we said, okay, how can we make this even better? So the Darth Revan event has just dialed everything up to 11. We've put everything in, and I think everybody's going to be blown away when they play it.
There are a lot of expectations both internally and for the fans who Darth Revan really is. The key part that I picked when I'm developing the character is that he's a Sith Lord, he's an exceptional strategist, and also he's a fearsome warrior.
We don't have a lot of chances to show you what a character is about. They're in battle, and they have like 2-3 animations to tell you who they actually are. So when Revan does the big lightning attack, you can tell that he's just really ferocious, and that's our chance to get it.
It's more about looking at what's the core element among all the relationship in KOTOR. So Jedi Knight Revan's a very powerful character. He does a lot of things like really well for his team. Darth Revan's more about achieving his goal regardless of what the cost is.
We love the game, we love the franchise, so when we do something like this, we want to do it right because we want to make ourselves happy as well.
That's the goal, is take this iconic story that came out 15 years ago and people still love it and they still talk about it and people still request Revan all the time. They love the character and we just wanted to make sure to deliver on that.
That was super fun. Thanks again to Capital Games for having us out today. And if you want to play with Revan Galaxy of Heroes, he's available right now. If you haven't downloaded the game yet, you need to get on that. It's in the App Store or Google Play. I'm very excited for our guest this week. Please welcome Phil LaMarr to the show. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
I'm so excited right now because you're one of my favorite voice actors, so I want to pick your brain. But let's start at the beginning. I would love to know how you got involved in Star Wars, you know, your first Star Wars memories.
Since I'm old, my first Star Wars memory is seeing Star Wars.
Back when it was just called Star Wars. There was Star Wars, and there was Empire Strikes Back, and then none of this number stuff.
But no, the beginning of my Star Wars stories is a story of shame. My mother took me to see Star Wars at a drive-in movie theater in 1977 when it was first out. And my mother falls asleep in things. And sure enough, she fell asleep in the middle of Star Wars. But worse, she woke up halfway through, said, "Oh, this is boring. Let's go home." And we left.
Really?
So yes, I spent basically the bulk of 1977 on the playground pretending I knew what happened in the rest of the movie. But eventually, I got to see everything.
You started out doing improv in college, and you've done, you know, stage, film, TV, voiceover, and you have a degree in English literature. And I'd really like to know how the storytelling of Star Wars has maybe inspired you or influenced you along that way.
The Star Wars story, all of that stuff is the vocabulary that I speak. TV and film storytelling is compartmentalized. You know, not everybody does everything. To me, especially with animation, I consider as actors, we are at most a third of the characters that people love. Because without the writing and without the animation, it's not there. But you need all three for people to experience the story. Because that's the thing, you can tell people a story, but until they feel it, it's not storytelling.
And it's formative for so many people. I mean, so many Star Wars fans are Star Wars fans now because they were first introduced to the galaxy through things like the Clone Wars. It's building out our galaxy in a completely different way. What do you think it is about animation that is so powerful as a storytelling device?
Part of it is that you're building worlds that there's enough distance from our world. Like when you watch a live action show, it's real people. And you know it's imaginary, but your imagination can only go so far when you're watching real people. But once you get into drawings that move, it opens up your mind in a way, because all of a sudden you really fully believe that anything can happen.
And it's kind of like we're in an animation renaissance right now. I mean, we're starting to see these really amazing titles come out that people, young and old, can really, really dive into.
On Clone Wars, it was amazing because we had Dave Filoni, who is a storyteller. And so he made sure that everybody not only understood the story, but got the tone and understood what their part played in the overall tale that we were telling. He's like, no, I want to make sure that you know what you're doing. And I mean, you see the difference. Because there really is something about a voice. I always say it's kind of like your parents' voice. Your parents' voices are not the same now as they were when you were a kid, because they've aged, they've changed, but they are the same. And when you hear your mother's voice in your ear, it affects you the same way it always did. And there's something about these characters, when you hear the voice, it triggers something.
It's been so much fun having you come and talk with us. It's been, I mean, I'm just like super, super jazzed. We can't wait to see, you know, what else you're involved in the Star Wars universe. So thanks again.
You're watching the Star Wars show.
Now that the cat is officially out of the bag, we want to know what you want to see from us the most during the Star Wars show live at Star Wars Celebration Chicago.
It can be people you want us to talk to, stuff you want to see on the show floor, things you want to see us do on camera, whatever it is, we want to hear it.
Let us know using the hashtag Star Wars Show Live, and we'll feature our favorites here next week.
And as always, remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram. And hey, if you're part of the Daytime Emmy voting group, we'd really appreciate your vote for the Star Wars show.
The statue would really validate our existence, but it's just an honor to be nominated.
You said the quiet part loud and the loud part quiet.
Subtlety's never been this show's specialty.
You're right. Give us an award for it. Thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Do they give out an Emmy for successfully hiding gum in your mouth every episode of a show?
You know, if they did, you would win it every year.
It's down to me and Kristen Bell. Listen, we have to talk. You get way too involved in this Emmy stuff.
I just want to be as good as Ellen.
Sure, we all want to be as good as Ellen.
Yeah.
That's why I bought this bomber jacket.